Welcome to the relaunch of my channel with a new podcast element, The Freedom Blueprint with Adrienne Green. Are you an established active real estate investor who's spending significant time, energy, or money into growing your portfolio? Maybe you're finding it's not as easy as you expected, or you're spending more time than you'd like, or not making the money you anticipated. Would you like shortcuts, tools, and hacks to help achieve your goals faster and easier? That's where I come in to help. I've been right where you are, and I figured out solutions that I'd love to share. As a real estate investor myself, I've gone from being disorganized, DIY, and solving problems as they come with no big picture vision and very basic financial tracking, no systems in place, and I am now in a much better place where I have a vision of where I want to go, a plan for how to get there, all the financial tracking I need to make informed decisions, and that empowers me to reach my goals faster and use rock-solid systems in place that leverage technology and virtual assistants, saving me time and energy. Now I'm excited to share everything I've figured out with you. In fact, I've already have a free tool to help you. I put together the Freedom Blueprint, 10 Essentials for Real Estate Investors. This tool walks you through the 10 key pieces of an organized and profitable investment portfolio. You can download the blueprint and take a look to see what you have in place and what you may need to add. This will empower you with a plan to level up the organization of your portfolio so it takes you less time and makes you more money. Just visit my website, adriennegreen.com, linked in the details, to download it today. So subscribe to this on your preferred platform, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or whatever your podcast app, and let's transform your portfolio into a thriving business with streamlined systems. Now, there are three main components that make up a solid real estate investing business. Today, I'm going to walk you through them and just give you a taste of each. This is going to help you level up your investing business so you can make the money you want to make and have the lifestyle you want to live. The first component we're going to talk about is mindset. Having the right mindset is the first step that unlocks everything else. You need to know where you want to go and set up a system to help you get there. Now, this aspect can often be overlooked or underestimated by people, but if you're not doing these mindset components, I have to tell you, adding them in is the easiest and cheapest way to improve your real estate investing business. One part of mindset I like to talk about is vision. Envisioning your future helps you define where you want to go in your real estate investing journey. I believe in the power of taking the time and doing an exercise to really nail down a vision of what you want your future to look like 1, 3, 5 years down the road. Now, there are additional components to vision, such as morning routine, visualization, affirmation, and other things, which we'll cover over time. Now, I'd like to take a moment and share with you a personal example of the power of having a vision. It started back in January 2018. My husband and I had gone to the Outer Banks and had some beach vacations. And so when we were making our vision boards in January, half jokingly, my husband wrote down that he wanted a beach house. We found a photo of a gorgeous beach house and stuck it on his vision board. And then we started running the numbers and we started following it. We started seeing, hey, is this possible? And the challenge was that the numbers didn't look that great. In May of that year, we went back to the Outer Banks. We even made an offer on the house. But these houses weren't super cash flow positive if you used a mortgage, and they really hadn't appreciated much over the past decade, so you couldn't really say that that was the moneymaker either. Like I said, we found one house where the numbers barely worked, and we made an offer, but it was rejected. We didn't let that discourage us. We just kept it in the back of our minds and kept it on that vision board. We knew we had to find a property that made sense financially. Then in 2019, during a summer vacation, we were in Myrtle Beach and we happened to run the numbers on houses there. We found that the numbers in Myrtle Beach worked really nice. We found a charming townhouse that was just a few blocks from the beach. We were already pre-approved because that's, the real estate investor life. So we submitted an offer, it was accepted, and our ownership of the beach house had officially begun. Now, closing the deal on our first beach house was the start of something great. Our initial investment was so successful that we expanded our portfolio to include 2 more beach houses, these ones being oceanfront. That was nicer than I had even imagined when we first put it on a vision board. And the numbers worked out much better than the ones we had originally looked at in the Outer Banks. Now we have 3 beach house rentals, and it all started with a vision board. What seemed like a joke has turned into a reality. So once you have that vision, the next step is setting specific measurable goals that will empower you to move closer to that vision in this very next quarter. Once you know what you need to accomplish this quarter in order to move closer to your goals, the final component of mindset is defining specific weekly activities that are going to help you reach that quarterly goal. Weekly tracking, where you know whether or not you did the activity and how much, is the secret sauce that makes it all work. Accountability around this weekly tracking is a huge help as well. Now we're going to switch gears pretty substantially for the second component of a great investment business, and that's financial mastery. While we need to have our heads in the game, we also need to know our numbers. All too often, I speak to real estate investors and they really don't know the numbers. And I get it. So many people are uncomfortable with numbers. And there's a lot of reasons why. Maybe you never learned what to do. You just don't know how. Maybe there's a psychological aspect. Like if you know your numbers and they're bad, you're really going to have to do something about it. So it's better to stay in the dark. Whatever your reason for not knowing your numbers, it's holding you back. And we need to fix it. And we will. The first part of financial mastery is financial analysis. We have to understand income statements, balance sheets, and cash flow. Setting up these financial statements and conducting quarterly reviews is essential for tracking your progress. Knowing your numbers will be huge for you if you're not doing it yet. It's going to empower you to be very strategic and efficient about how to get where you want to go. It's going to show you where you're doing great and where to focus your energy on improving. People fight this so much, and honestly, the idea of doing it is much worse than the reality. Now, the second part of financial mastery is metrics, tracking key financial metrics for your investment properties. This helps you evaluate each property's performance, and that's hugely helpful for financial planning. Which property is performing the best, the worst? What's causing the differences? Can you improve performance through management? Is the best solution to sell a lower performing asset and buy another asset that's similar to your highest performing one? There's a whole world of smart decision making that becomes available to you once you have the financial metrics for your investment properties. Imagine the difference that would make for you. It's made a huge difference in my own portfolio, and I love helping others do the same. As an established investor, tracking the metrics for investment properties has been huge as I determine how to best level up my portfolio. Having these numbers has helped me realize how much equity I have in each property and what return I'm getting on each. With these numbers, I can determine if I'm getting a good return on equity in each property. A few times I've had properties that appreciated and then the return on equity decreased. Because I track these metrics and know that, I've been able to do a cash out refinance or sell the property and redeploy the money in a new investment to increase my cash on cash return, which is a metric that matters to me. Now, the third and final aspect of financial mastery is accounts. How to use accounting software and manage bank accounts. As your portfolio grows, it can become quite messy to keep track of all your accounts and accounting. You may have been fine with an Excel sheet when you started, and yet eventually, if you're growing your portfolio, that won't cut it anymore. In order to grow and do well, you're going to need to move to accounting software, and your accounting and bookkeeping gets more and more complex. Let's be real, no investor likes the bookkeeping and accounting part of the job. So using great service providers and having solid systems in place really makes a difference for real estate investors when it comes to this common pain point. Now, moving on to our third and final component of a solid real estate investing business, operations. Efficient operations are the backbone of a successful real estate investing business. I've seen the difference good operations makes in managing a portfolio. It's helped me save time, lessen the number of issues and emergencies in a property, and have more consistency across my properties. Operations includes time management, leveraging technology, and utilizing virtual assistants or other team members. Effective time management involves auditing your time and making sure you're focusing on high impact tasks. When I started as an investor, I was definitely doing things that wasted a lot of my time. Over time, I learned what I needed to be doing to make the biggest impact in my portfolio and what either didn't need to be done or could be done by others. Another part of time management is implementing systems and procedures. These help ensure consistency and efficiency in your operations because they make sure you're always doing the same thing, and if you find a better way, you update the procedure to do it better. Plus, they're huge when it comes to our last component of operations, which you'll hear about in a minute. Now, leveraging technology is one of my favorite pieces of the operations puzzle. Using the right tech tools can be huge in reducing your manual workload and improving productivity. The biggest challenge, though, is figuring out which tools to use and how to use them. That's why I'm excited to share my tech stack with you, including reviews of different tech tools and how-to guides of how I use them. One example of a tech tool that made a big difference for me was vacation rental software. When we started with our first short-term rental, we only had it listed on Airbnb because we didn't want to manage juggling multiple different booking sites. Once we learned about vacation rental software, it was a game changer. That software communicates between the different platforms and gives you one place where you can manage everything. It coordinates the calendars for you, and it makes one central inbox to handle all of the messages. So implementing that one tech tool of vacation rental software allowed us to make more money by listing on multiple platforms and having a direct booking page as well without increasing our workload. My final focus in operations is utilizing virtual assistants or other team members. I am a huge proponent of leveraging with other people because I have personally seen the difference it makes in my life and my businesses. I get how it can be tough though. Who do you hire, train, oversee, lead and manage? And if the situation warrants it, how do you fire? It can be overwhelming. So that's why I'm very excited to share all of the wisdom and knowledge on this area so you can master this important area of operations. So there you have it, the 3 components that make up a solid real estate investing business: mindset, financial mastery, and operations. Now, to see how your investing operation stacks up right now, visit adriennegreen.com, link below, and download the Freedom Blueprint, the 10 essentials for real estate investors today. It's going to walk you through the 10 pieces of an organized and profitable investment portfolio so you can make a plan to level up your portfolio so it takes less time and makes you more money. Just visit my website, adriennegreen.com, to download it today. Now, I can't wait to help you improve your investing business so you can make more money and take less time. Subscribe today to stay updated and join me on this journey to achieve financial freedom in a streamlined, successful real estate investing business.